FreeMMOStation.com.
Hey guys, I'm Scotland Shore. Welcome to the station, and today we're looking at Deadbreed. So, what does Deadbreed have that other MOBAs don't? Well, actually, Deadbreed has a couple of things that I really enjoy, and I'm glad that they're in this game. So, one, when you buy items, you actually wear the item. So if I buy a helmet, I'm going to put that on my face, and you're going to see that on my character. One thing to take away from that is that the character designs are actually kind of plain-ish. Okay, normally you have all these different characters, like in League of Legends, you have all these characters that have really crazy looking armor or really interesting skeletal structures. In this game, it's a little bit more normal, or I would say bland, okay? So we have a skeleton, that's it. A normal, average skeleton. But what's cool is, yeah, because we can add items onto him, we can make him look really freaking badass. We can do whatever we want with him. And what I think is really interesting, choose between different items. So you can have a bow, you can have a sword, and yeah, that totally changes how you move your character. You can have spears, which increase the attack range. Stuff like that. I think that's really cool. Yeah, you can have different armors that either give you power defense or just normal HP, stuff like that. But you also have artifacts. Artifacts are pretty cool. Artifacts, you can only have one at a time, and they totally add like either a skill or some new incredibly awesome attribute. So you can get wings, and then they give you sort of like a blinkish ability. You kind of dash forward, you fly in the air. Also, they make you so much more faster, and that's with attack speed also. So anyways, artifacts are pretty OP, they're pretty awesome, and you want to work your way up to getting an artifact as soon as possible. The whole itemization thing, that's pretty cool, and it very much feels kind of like an RPG. This game has a lot of features that sort of carry over through the matches. Also, you can level up different items and stuff like that, level up your character. But what's really cool is that in this game, it's still very much like a normal MOBA. You just have these extra RPG features. So you have, let's say right now, we have the normal MOBA map. What's really cool is that you also have dungeons placed inside the map. So this is kind of like their version of a jungle. So they still have this 2-lane with a middle jungle section map. It's not huge, but then if you think about the dungeon space, it's actually pretty big in consideration to that. It's like they took a normal MOBA formula and they only added on things. They didn't really take away much at all. Next, there are a couple of features that are a little bit confusing. One, you can actually capture people's flags. Okay, you actually earn a ton of points for that. Two, you have points. Teams have points, so that's something to think about. You can also get nectar, and there's different resources. There's blood as a resource, and you can put blood into a bloodstone, which summons a giant freaking troll to steamroll down a lane. Pretty interesting. We've seen some of this siege kind of stuff in games like Smite and Strife. So yeah, I would say that the game is a little bit convoluted with ideas a little bit. It doesn't have too much, but the way that the UI is designed and the way the game is just designed, period, it's just not really intuitive, and it moves at such a pace that you can really get lost. So whenever I did my actual first play of this game, I was totally lost. I mean, I was pretty much as lost in this game as I was when I first played my first MOBA. And I think you guys know how that goes, where you're just like, what? Okay, that's pretty crazy. So, in this game, items do level up into other items. So you buy an item, and you do combine other items to turn it into a new item. So that's not too different from other MOBAs, like every other MOBA. But what is different is that you actually wear them. You do have jungle space, but it's in dungeons. It's like instance areas. You do have lanes and creeps, but you only have one tower. And the creeps are also really hard to kill. They have lots of health. And then also, instead of, say like in League of Legends, you have a Nexus. Instead of a Nexus, you actually have a Siege boss. And this boss is actually voted upon by your teammates. It's not going to change too much about your game. I mean, even if the enemy team never even gets to it, it's not going to change too much. But it does change how it looks and some of the attacks it does, I believe. So the controls, how do they feel? They feel actually really, really awkward. I played some browser games. They definitely control better. They actually feel much better. But this game is just really slow, and a lot of the animations get stuck, especially on the Corpus character. Animations get stuck, and sometimes if you use an ability and then you try to auto-attack or use an ability directly after that, it just will not let you do it unless you click the ground to move. And it's like you have to reset your character or something. It's just very strange, very unpolished. And even though the game looks visually, it looks really good, there's just a whole lot of micro polish that it needs. It needs some polishing, definitely, on a lot of the small features, such as animations and using spell attacks and stuff like that. Like, it just needs to be quicker, faster, more responsive. And you know, this is all going to come with time. I just want to say that, but I do need to mention that my experience in this game so far has actually not been that fun at all. Pretty much only because of bugs and the polish issues that we're talking about right now. Other than that, I really like all of the ideas. I'm still very hopeful for the game. I think Deadbreed could be really, really awesome. Just it needs way more characters. The itemization is totally fine. I like the different items. Probably I would like more ranged options, honestly. Maybe like some ninja stars. I don't know. Just a little bit more ranged options because they have a lot of melee options for the itemization. And that's pretty much it. Oh, and a proper tutorial with also some proper, maybe a rework with the UI, because it's just really confusing on how to see it. And I don't know, it's just not as simple as, say, something like League of Legends. But that's it, that's Deadbreed. That's pretty much it. Like I said, it's kind of simple-ish, like other MOBAs. Like, if you played another MOBA, you understand this game. I don't really need to go into every little detail, but they've only layered on awesome things. So, if they could just polish out those layers, make one sweet game, that'd be awesome. Thanks for watching. I'm Shore with FreeMMOStation. I definitely suggest you guys try this game as soon as you can, but, you know, if you're a hardcore MOBA fan, you might not like it because it doesn't seem to be really competitive, to be honest. It's more RPG than MOBA, but it's still a fun experience in that. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again later.